Merrill in center. Merrill is the cleanup hitter for the Padres. The shortstop batting fifth, Xander Bogaerts. Ryan O'Hearn is the designated hitter. Gavin Sheets batting seventh in left field. Jake Cronenworth at second base, and batting ninth and doing the San Diego catching, Freddie Fermin. Those are the Padres. Here are the Cubs. Michael Busch will lead off at first base. Nico Horner batting second and playing second. Ian Happ in left field. Batting fourth, the Cubs designated hitter, Kyle Tucker. Seiya Suzuki in right. Carson Kelly batting sixth and doing the catching. Batting seventh in center field, Pete Crow Armstrong. Dansby Swanson at short, and batting ninth, the rookie third baseman, Matt Shaw. So there you have the lineups. 75 degrees, as we told you, a perfect day for a ball game. Game time temperature sponsored by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Your trusted local experts, Four Seasons. Cubs occupy the third base dugout. They've got their home white uniforms on with the blue pinstripes all over, blue hats and helmets and numbers and socks. The Padres in their brown uniforms, dark brown numbers on their backs trimmed in gold, brown shirts and trousers, brown hats. Uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. With former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, Pat Hughes saying thank you for being with us. We'll be back to get this ball game underway right after this on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Dansby Swanson. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Illinois. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Surround yourself in color with Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. Rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
It's game time. That makes it the perfect time for a flight by England. At just 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and packed with flavor, Flight is the next generation of light beer from the oldest brewery in America. Look for Flight wherever you buy beer. And, Pat, we've been waiting all year for playoff baseball in hopes that the Cubs would have it. And now we've got it, and we have it here at Wrigley Field.
Very, very exciting. Fans are actually standing before the first pitch. John Vincent did a magnificent job with the national anthem, as usual. Zach Zaidman working alongside. Zach beginning his third postseason. You and I, this is our sixth one together, and there is nothing quite like it, Ron.
Really isn't. I got here early this morning and walking around Wrigley and doing some different things for our station, and to see the manager, But 9:30 this morning, the neighborhood is packed. It's energized and all waiting for, this to happen once again. And it's been a little while, but it is here again, postseason baseball, Wrigley.
Left-hander Matthew Boyd making his final few warm-up tosses. The thought occurs to me, Ron, athletes talk about being fired up for a particular sporting event. I think today, with this atmosphere and this level of excitement, I think it's almost the opposite, where you're trying to do a few things to calm yourself down. True?
Absolutely. You're going to be nervous. You're going to have nerves. Counts talked about it with me this morning in his manager's show. It is the way it should be. It's the guys that can breathe, slow things down, and do what they normally do, usually have the most success playing at this time of the year. Breathing, very important.
Left-hander Matthew Boyd ready to go to work. Again, a lot of the fans still standing, especially in the lower deck. Fernando Tatis Jr. steps in. We are ready to go. Postseason baseball has arrived. Boyd's first pitch on the way to Tatis. And it is swung on and tapped foul, and away we go. Former Cubs star Jake Arrieta tossed out the first pitch. Sellout crowd, that goes without saying. And the next offering is inside. Ron, as you think about Matthew Boyd, what are some of the keys to look for?
Well, I think right away what you were talking about is first and foremost, is controlling your emotions and being able to get into your normal rhythm of release point and being able to calm, all the adrenaline that you're going to have right now.
Changeup swung on and missed 1-2.
And that is a great way to do it. You throw your first fastball, but then start mixing in some off-speed pitches to really kind of get your release point down early.
Now the 1-2, a little bit low for a ball. Eric Backus calling balls and strikes. Corey Blazer, the first base umpire. DJ Rayburn at second. The crew chief is Todd Tishner working at third. And the 2-2 to Tatis. Changeup is low. And for postseason games, extra umpires down the lines. Mike Malinsky is manning the left field line, and Ben May will make the calls as the ball gets down the right field line. 3-2 to the leadoff batter, Tatis. And the pitch. Big chop to short, charging Swanson, gloves it, running throw to first, gets him. Dansby charged that ball aggressively, did not want the ball to bounce a second time, and he made a good play.
Good play, good choice. Ball hit, pounded right into the ground, right in front of home plate. Good two-seamer by Boyd to get the first out.
Dansby Swanson playing in his 38th postseason game. He played on a world championship team with the Braves, remember, as Luis Ariz steps in. Ariz, a left-handed batter, former Minnesota Twin. This is a good hitter, hitting .292. And he finished the regular season with a 15-game hitting streak. Lefty to lefty. Swinging a bouncer foul toward first. Again, the lights are turned on this bright, beautiful Tuesday afternoon.
Don't think the lights, obviously they're not having any effect now, but come shadow time in another hour and a half, they will have an effect.
Here's a foul drive off to the left, out of play. No score, just underway. One away, bases empty.
Now we talk about the conditions here, Pat, and Wrigley always conditions, the weather conditions always a factor. The wind blowing in, not very hard, only at about 7 or 8 miles an hour.
Here's a fly ball to left, should be routine for Happ, waiting and making the catch. Out number 2, no score, just underway. Manny Machado comes up.
The two guys that are happy right now, Dansby Swanson and Ian Happ. When you play in these big games and in this atmosphere and this adrenaline rush, well, you can't wait to get the first play out of the way, the first at bat, and kind of get back to just, it's a baseball game again.
I made the call of a routine fly ball. As soon as I said it, I thought, is anything really routine in a playoff game? Here is a swing and a foul. I'm not sure.
I would agree. I don't know. We've seen some crazy things happen in playoff games that you normally just don't see in the regular season.
Machado, a 27-homer regular season. He drove in 95. Big, strong right-handed batter. Lines one, caught by Shaw at third. One third baseman lines out to the other. It's a 1-2-3 first inning for Matthew Boyd. After a half, Padres nothing. Cubs coming up on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
We're talking Cubs playoff baseball on 670 The Score and the Odyssey app.
With America's best lineup of hybrids from Hyundai, you get the best of both worlds, like the reliable and efficient Tucson Hybrid, backed by America's best warranty. The Hyundai Tucson Hybrid. It's the best of both worlds.
Lease the Hyundai Tucson for $239 a month or get 1.99% APR on the Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Offers end September 30th. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Hey, Coom here. Fall in the Midwest. It doesn't get much better. Cooler nights, crisp days, and yes, postseason baseball. Whether you're gathering around the fire, tailgating with friends, or locked in every pitch, there's one beer that fits the moment. Yuengling Traditional Lager. Rich, smooth, and brewed with real character by the oldest brewery in America. Lager is perfect this time of year. Yuengling Traditional Lager, official beer of the Cubs Radio Network. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
Oh, this Bosch motor saw really is smooth.
Feeling smooth.
Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity-mider saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then?
Now you're getting it. Beep-bop-beep-bop-wow, mider saw is my favorite.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Cubs leadoff man presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Michael Busch gets a base hit, Benny's Beverage Depot donates $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Right-hander Nick Pivetta, former Boston Red Sox, signed a free agent contract with San Diego prior to this season, and he had a good season. 31 games started. He was 13-5. Michael Busch will lead it off. No score, bottom of the first inning. And Busch will lay off a high fastball. Ron, if you were in that Cubs lineup today, what would you expect to see from Nick Pivetta?
I would be ready for the high fastball and trying to do my very best to zone him down into the zone.
Swinging a drive, left center field, pretty well hit. Back goes Merrill on the track, makes the catch. Busch had some big games at the end of the season, and he almost went deep here in the middle of the track, just to the left of straightaway. Merrill made the catch, and that's out number one. No score. The batter is Nico Hoerner.
Very near miss. Bushy just didn't quite square that one up perfectly and hits it right to the ivy. But you have to be ready. It's basically high fastball, four-seamer, curveball, and a little slider. He has some variation to his breaking pitches, but it's a downward curveball and then a sweeping breaking ball across the zone.
Nico Hoerner hit .297 for the year. He takes down low. This is the first Major League Baseball postseason game for Nico Hoerner. Bright white batting gloves on either hand, slightly open stance.
I would think this is a good matchup for Nico if he gets that high fastball away to shoot the other way.
There's a ground ball into right field, base hit. The words were just out of your mouth, Ron, when he took an outside fastball into right field. Nicely done by Nico and nicely done by you.
Well, studying paid off, Pat. Well, Pivetta, he's got that high-riding fastball that'll cut across the zone. For a right-handed hitter that can use the other side of the field, that is playing right into your strength. And that is exactly what Nico does as he shoots the hole on the right side.
Happ, the switch hitter, batting left-handed, and he'll take way outside. Pivetta is a strikeout man, 190 punch-outs in 181 innings. Walked only 50. So that's less than one walk for every 3 innings of work. Fastball is outside, 2-0 now to Ian Happ. Happ playing in his 9th career postseason game. Cubs were 3-3 against the Padres in the regular season, each team winning 2 out of 3 in their home park. Way back in April, all 6 games were played. Happ swings and misses. And Rod, I would think you'd have to review your notes or go back and watch some video. It's been 5.5 months since these two teams have played against each other.
Absolutely. And the same thing with the starting pitchers. You know, you got to go back and look at what he did.
Happ takes a strike. Ian thought it might have been high. It was a fastball, top of the zone, called a strike by the home plate arbiter, Eric Backus.
That's going to be the argument all game long for the Cubs hitters, trying to get that high pitch not called.
Happ takes strike 3 called on the inside corner. And that's out number 2. No score, bottom of the first. Horner at first, and here's Kyle Tucker coming up.
This is a straight 4-seam fastball over the top. Inside corner, not a lot of movement, but hits the inside corner about belt high.
Nico is an occasional base stealer, 29 during the regular year. Tucker hits one in the air to left, slicing foul out of play. Postseason games, Ron, do you anticipate more stolen base attempts or not as many or about the same as the regular year?
I would think not as many as the regular year, but I think certain guys have to play their game. I think with Pivetta, he's somewhat slow to the plate, so this sets up for Nico to take up. Fermin behind the plate throws well.
Tucker hits a chopper foul right side. Tucker returned for the final weekend against St. Louis. He was out with that calf muscle issue. He's got a lot of postseason experience, though, all of them with Houston. 64 postseason games. Of course, he played on a world championship team under Dusty Baker with the Astros. Tossed to first, not in time.
Tatis in right field really playing Tuck way around towards the pole side. Pretty good gaps just because of where he's playing in right center and left center.
Pivetta's pitch, swing, and a miss, strike 3, and that ends the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts for Pivetta. Fanning Happ and Tucker. Cubs don't score. We go to inning number 2. 0-0 game on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Nico Horner. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
The rumors are true. Assigned seating is coming to Southwest Airlines, so you can choose your seat when you book, not when you board.
I can sit with my family?
If you want.
But I need the window seat.
You get that window seat.
Excuse me, what if I'm really tall?
Congrats. We also have extra legroom seats.
Doesn't every airline do assigned seating?
They do now. Assigned seating is coming to Southwest. Expected to begin early 2026. Learn more at southwest.com/assigned seating. Basic fare excluded from seat selection and booking.
Imagine having your skull detached from your spine to save you from paralysis. When Phil came to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, his spine was digging into his brainstem. But our team developed a plan to rebuild his spine.
Nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Northwestern Medicine is pioneering treatments for the toughest conditions. Incredibly, Phil was walking just days after surgery.
As Phil's nurse, I'm proud to be on a team that's changing lives.
Northwestern Medicine, better.
James Hardie Building Products knows how important your home is. That's why they're rated the #1 brand of siding in North America. Trusted by homeowners on over 10 million homes from coast to coast, they can give your home a beautiful design without compromising on durability and protection. They also know how important it is to support your hometown and root for the home team. That's why James Hardie is proud to sponsor the Cubs. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
The Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer everyone should have. It eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat to achieve perfection. Order one now at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Top two at Wrigley Field. Cubs and Padres are scoreless. The second inning is brought to you by Seaglass Wines, official partner of the Cubs, bringing the California coast to you wherever you are. Pat?
Zach, thank you. Zach will be along in the fifth inning to work with Ron. Rich Wyatt, our fine engineer at the controls. Occasionally, we'll make a reference to the defensive alignment against a Cub hitter. Those are always sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Jackson Merrill, last year's Rookie of the Year. Left-handed batting cleanup man. He'll take outside for ball one. Ron, you made a reference to the shadow line behind home plate. This is a later afternoon start than we are accustomed to. There is a fastball strike. Right now, the shadow line is about 15 feet behind the catcher, Carson Kelly, but it'll gradually creep out toward home plate and then move into fair territory, and that's when it becomes an issue. Here's a looper down the right field line. That's going to be trouble, and falling in there for a base hit. Kelly has good speed. He's going for two. The throw to second, not in time. A bloop double for Jackson Merrill. Suzuki was playing over toward right center and just couldn't get to the ball fast enough. It's a leadoff two-base hit for Merrill.
Yeah, a little kind of sidearm as Boyd goes like three-quarter delivery on that breaking ball. It stays inside to Merrill, and he drops this ball in, and, you know, it wasn't hit all that hard, but in the right spot, and that's the key as he leads off with a double.
So a man at second, Xander Bogaerts the batter. Bogaerts, a right-handed hitter, will take a slow off-speed pitch outside. Boyd making his fifth postseason appearance. He's done a very good job in 12 previous innings of postseason pitching. There is a fastball strike. Numerically, just one earned run in 12 innings. That's a 0.75 ERA in postseason play. So right now he has to work with a man at second and nobody out. Now the 1-1 to Bogaerts. And he'll drive it foul down the left field line. Now, if you're Boyd, you have to be thinking strikeout, don't you?
Yeah, you've got a couple options. You can pump that heater in there again like the second strike. So far, he has had good command of a few changeups that he has thrown.
Merrill has a good lead at second. Horner trying to keep him close. Boyd drops down sidearm now and misses low and outside to the right-handed batting Bogaerts. 2-2.
Bogaerts, I think, even in this situation, even though he pulled one pitch foul, you know, the at-bat would be to shoot the ball the other way and at least get the runner to third if you make an out.
Here's a drive to right, slicing toward foul territory and out of play.
Now, the one thing about playoff baseball, you know, that's unlike the regular season, runs are a major deal. One run, a major deal. So you play for that run in every inning.
Padres with a leadoff double here in the second. No score. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Boyd working on Bogaerts. Here's a drive into left center in the gap. Going to be a base hit up against the wall. Padres get on the board. It's an RBI double as the throw to second bounces away. And now Bogaerts going to third, and he'll be safe there. Bogaerts gets an RBI double. The throw from Carl Armstrong bounced in the dirt and bounced away from Horner. And that's going to be a throwing error on Pete. And now a run in and a man at third, still nobody out. Second inning, Padres lead 1-0.
Well, that's a fastball from Matthew, and it makes a little mistake. He leaves this one up and out over the plate in a good spot to hit, and Bogaerts hammers this ball in the gap in left center. That's tough error on Pete. I always think, you know, when a guy throws the ball that far and the infielder doesn't field it, That's tough error on the outfielder, but it is an error on Pete Crow Armstrong.
Now the infield in all the way around. Ryan O'Hearn will swing away and foul it away. O'Hearn acquired from Baltimore in a midseason trade. This guy's got some pop, 13 home runs. He's the DH. And a good average, 283. Short lead at third by Bogarts. And now the 0-1. There's a smash on the ground. Backhand stop by Swanson. Holding at third as the runner. And the throw to first in time. Beautiful play by Dansby Swanson. He saved a run and took a base hit away from O'Hearn.
Yeah, this ball's hit very sharply to Dansby's backhand side. He dives. And the difference with one out, Bogarts had been going on contact. With nobody out, he is not. And the Cubs catch a break there because Dansby has to dive, and Bogarts still at third base.
Another left-handed batter, Gavin Sheets, now facing Boyd. And he'll take a strike, 0-1. Matthew dropped down to about three-quarter sidearm on that last pitch. Sheets hitting .252 during the regular year. He drove in 71. The 0-1 from Matthew Boyd. Popped up, might be playable. Angling over is Swanson. It's going to be Shaw, the third baseman, to make the catch. And that's out number 2. And Boyd trying to limit the damage to only 1 run as he goes to work on Jake Cronenworth.
Boy, great pitch by Matthew as he comes in on Sheets with that two-seam fastball running in on his hands and jams him and just pops him up. Big pitch by Boyd.
Now everyone backs up on the infield, plays at normal depth with 2 down. Padres lead 1-0. They've got a man at third. In terms of game momentum, this is a big at-bat in this game right now. Lefty to lefty. Cronenworth hit .246 for the year. He takes a strike. 0-1.
Best slider or breaking ball that Boyd has thrown so far.
Bogarts leading in foul territory at third. Boyd still working from the stretch. And now the 0-1 pitch on the way to Cronenworth. Bouncing ball over the mound, fielded by Swanson. Throws him out. 6-3 on the putout. The Padres do get 1, but they thought they were going to get more. They had a man at third with a run in and nobody out. And Boyd did an excellent job. The Padres get 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left. Middle of inning number 2, San Diego 1, Cubs 0 on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
We're talking Cubs playoff baseball on 670 The Score and the Odyssey app.
Plumbing emergency? Plumbers 911 connects you with licensed, highly trained, background-checked contractors for any plumbing issue. Leak detection, water heaters, sump pumps, repiping, and more. Phones are open 24/7 at 1-833-PLUM-911. Plumbers 911, where they do it right the first time.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Ask FNIC in Plano if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Where do the Cubs shop to celebrate a big win? Binny's Beverage Depot. Binny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Fall is a time for football, falling leaves, cozy fires, and of course, a fresh haircut at Great Clips. Whether you want a whole new look for the season or just a trim on a cut you already love, the skilled stylists at your local Great Clips salon are ready to bring it to life for less. With convenient online check-in, you can stop in whenever it works for you. And with the affordable prices at Great Clips, you'll save money for fall fun too. So what are you waiting for? Download the app today and get a fresh haircut for fall at Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
FinishingChicago.com for the industry's best drywall finishing, wall covering, glass systems, signage, and painting contractors. Rely on FinishingChicago.com.
The Northwestern Wildcats return to Wrigley Field on Saturday, November 22nd to host the Minnesota Golden Gophers in the Wildcats Classic. Purchase tickets now at cubs.com/football. Pat?
All right, Zach. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. Right-hander Nick Pivetta gave up a one-out single to Horner in the first, but nothing else. Suzuki will try to crank up a Cubs rally as he swings away and fouls it away. Suzuki homered in each of the last 4 regular season games, finishing with a total of 32. And he topped 100 RBIs, which is what every middle-of-the-order batter wants to do. 103 ribbies for Seiya. Nick Pivetta deals. Fastball is high. 1-1.
You look at those numbers, and those are big numbers for Seiya. You said, Pat, 32 and 103. And he's been on a roll the last 4 or 5 days.
Swings and fouls it back. Whenever there's a managerial challenge involving a replay, all reviews in this game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Big crowd ready to make some noise. Suzuki, Kelly, and Armstrong here in the second inning. And the 1-2 is swinging a foul back.
I love that Seiya is aggressive in this at-bat swinging. You know, you know Pivetta, as you mentioned right at the beginning, he's not going to walk a lot of guys. No. He's, a walk about every 3 or 4 innings worth. So in big strikeout numbers. And he's throwing a lot of fastballs. There's no reason not to be aggressive as a hitter. And Seiya, he's put some good swings on these pitches from Pivetta.
Now the 1-2. Swinging a fly ball to left center, shallow, racing in. Merrill still coming, and makes a fine sliding catch in shallow left center. Good range by Merrill. You can tell the speed that he possesses on that play, Ron.
Yeah, he gets fooled by this ball as it's hit off the end of the bat a little bit. But as you said, a lot like Pete Armstrong, maybe not quite to the extreme of Pete, but he was able to outrun that play and make a nice sliding catch.
Carson Kelly steps in. 1-0 Padres, second inning.
See if Kelly cheats a little bit for one of these high fastballs, tries to blast one.
Swinging a foul back out of play. Pivetta, born in Canada in the town of Victoria, British Columbia. Had some good years with the Red Sox. Now the 0-1 pitch. Carson Kelly takes high, 1-1. Cubs in their first postseason game in a 162-game season since 2018, when they lost a wild card game to Colorado. Kelly will take outside, 2-1.
Good take by Carson. That pitch just missed the outside corner. One of the rare fastballs that was actually down in the zone from Pivetta.
Pivetta works over on the first base side of the rubber, always works out of the stretch. Every single pitch. Kelly looks at a ball high, 3-1.
Now here's where you look for that high fastball at the top of the zone. Cheat a little bit on the fastball and look to get the head of the bat out, catch this one out in front. Wind blowing in, but not very hard.
The 3-1. Called strike 2. We're going to play the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. I do not see any empty seats
in the neighborhood.
Now the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Kelly is out, number 2, and the batter Pete Crow Armstrong. 1-0 Padres. We're in the second inning. Detroit leading Cleveland 2-1. That's a ninth inning score from the banks of Lake Erie in Ohio. Cleveland batting and trailing by a run in the bottom of the ninth inning to the Tigers. Pete Crow Armstrong takes inside for a ball.
Be interesting now in this at bat to see if they throw Pete strikes. I think all the teams have been scouting each other, the playoff teams, and I think it's going to be important for Pete to be able to get himself strikes or be patient at the plate.
Swing and a miss. I was thinking about Pete writing down the lineups today. Everyone's excited, but something just tells me that he really wants to do some special things in this series. And the 1-1, a swing and a miss. 1-2. He seems to thrive on big crowds and big situations, and that's what you've got here.
I would agree, absolutely. But I think, as you mentioned earlier, it's how you deal with that adrenaline.
Yeah.
And you've got to be able to breathe and slow things down. He has not seen a strike in this at-bat yet. Every pitch has been well up out of the zone.
And it's 1-2 on Crow Armstrong. Now Pivetta ready to bring it. And he's swinging a foul back. That ball might have been elevated as well.
Yeah, that's just under the shoulders. Every pitch has been, 2 or 3 baseballs above the strike zone.
2 down, nobody on. Bottom of the second inning. Padres lead 1-0. An RBI double by Xander Bogaerts is the difference. And the 1-2 swing and a miss and a pitch in the dirt. The catcher Fermin will rifle down to first to complete the out, and that ends the inning. Cubs do nothing. 4 strikeouts already by Pivetta. It's on to the third. Padres 1, Cubs nothing on the score, and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Matthew Boyd. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Join Great Lakes Credit Union's mission of banking for a greater good. As a nonprofit financial institution, Great Lakes Credit Union invests in local communities while offering the services of big banks. Learn more at glcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
The rumors are true. Assigned seating is coming to Southwest Airlines, so you can choose your seat when you book, not when you board.
I can sit with my family
if you want,
but I need the window seat.
You get that window seat.
Excuse me, what if I'm really tall?
Congrats. We also have extra legroom seats.
Doesn't every airline do assigned seating?
They do now. Assigned seating is coming to Southwest. Expected to begin early 2026. Learn more at southwest.com/assigned seating. Basic fare excluded from seat selection at booking.
Sloan has been providing restroom products at Wrigley Field for 111 years, and we're proud to now expand into the concourse with our brand new bottle fillers that provide clean drinking water for Cubs fans all season long. Learn more at sloan.com.
If Old Spice Deep Sea Super Hydration Body Wash were music, what would it sound like? Start with the deep sounds of Old Spice's ocean waves and kelp. Layer on the smooth, renewing moisture. You wouldn't hear any parabens or phthalates because Old Spice Deep Sea hasn't got any. But you would hear that vitamin B3 for healthier looking skin. So while your regular body wash sounds like this, Old Spice sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Hey, Cubs fans, to clinch a spot in history for your business in Bedford Park, contact Adam Colopy at ACOLLOPY at villageofbedfordpark.com.
Top 3 at Wrigley Field. Padres 1, Cubs nothing. Sunny, 75 degrees, a light wind blowing in for Game 1 of this National League wild card game. Time and temperature sponsored by Circa Sports Illinois. Bet like the pros and download the Circa Sports app today. Pat?
Matthew Boyd, born in Mercer Island, Washington, as a collegian, pitched for Oregon State in Corvallis, Oregon. Had a good year, 14-8 this season. And he's going to work on Freddie Fermin. Fermin will take a strike. Right-handed batting catcher. Fermin acquired from Kansas City in a midseason trade. 1-0 Padres. Fermin takes outside. Boyd had some postseason experience with Seattle in 2022 and with Cleveland last year. And now the 1-1. Popped up, foul, and this ball is going to be back near the stands and out of play. And, Ron, I think the work that he did in the postseason, proving to the baseball world that he was healthy, is why the Cubs found him attractive and signed him as a free agent.
Without question. I couldn't agree more. Everybody knew that he has great ability and was always very effective. The question was simple. Health. Was he healthy? He showed that he was last year in postseason, and the dominance that he did, the way he threw, and he became a real target for teams in the offseason.
Fermin pokes it foul out of play. He made a couple of starts against Detroit, gave up no runs in a combined 6 2/3, and then he made a start against the Yankees in the ALCS. Now, he did lose, but he gave up only 1 run in 5 innings to the Bronx Bombers, so he pitched well.
The guys, the pitchers, Pivetta and Boyd, are having a little issue with the baseballs. I'm guessing just from the look of them, they're not rubbed up all that much.
Fermin waiting for the 1-2. And he'll line one foul down the left field line. Now that shadow line, we're keeping an eye on it. It's about a foot away from the dirt surrounding home plate. But I'd say in another 15 or 20 minutes, that line is going to be right at home, and then it'll gradually creep out toward the mound. Here's the 1-2. Bouncing ball toward the middle, short hop by Horner. Off-balance throw gets him. Good play by Nico right near the bag at second. That's out number 1.
Not an easy play for Nico as he rolls up the middle and rounds, gets around this ball, but kind of gets an in-between hop a little bit, but a very nice play by Horner, made it look very easy.
That shadow line, Ron, and working with you and with Ron Santo, and Ronnie, of course, had a lot of experience playing at Wrigley. Bouncer to short, fielded by Swanson. He'll throw to first in time. Fernando Tatis is out number 2. You guys both have expressed the opinion that when the shadow line is about halfway between the mound and home plate, that's when it's the most difficult.
It really is. And the problem and what you're dealing with is you don't pick up the spin on the baseball. So the ball comes in and it's bright, and then all of a sudden it goes dark and you lose the rotation on the ball. Very difficult to pick up spin and break on the pitch.
1-0 San Diego, third inning, 2 down, nobody on. Luis Arraez takes a nice curveball for a strike. Matthew Boyd working quickly. Arraez swings and misses, 0-2.
Left on left changeup to Arraez, and you don't see that a lot, but he's one of those hitters that pitchers will do different things to because he's such a good contact guy.
Fans standing and hollering. Here comes the 0-2 to Arraez. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1-2-3 inning for Matthew Boyd. Let's see if the Cubs offense can go to work. We go to the bottom of the third. Padres 1, Cubs 0 on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
You're listening to Cubs Playoff Baseball on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Here's a club you want to get into, Club Citgo, the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
If you're looking for a community that's growing, yet still has that small town charm, look to the village of New Lenox. With top-ranked Lincoln Way High Schools, first-rate healthcare at Silver Cross Hospital, and a high quality of life, New Lenox is hard to beat. In their family-friendly Village Commons, the community comes together for traditions such as concerts, movie nights, festivals, holidays, and more. New Lenox is a hometown with pride and possibilities. New Lenox, nothing short of extraordinary.
Enjoy comfort all year. Fireplace and Chimney Authority offers expert chimney cleanings, gas fireplace service, and even grill maintenance. Keep your home safe and ready for any season. Your trusted local experts are at fireplaceandchimneyauthority.com.
In baseball, the numbers are pretty simple. 4 bases, 3 outs, 2 teams, 1 winner. Well, my friends at Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha make the numbers pretty simple, too. With the latest incentives and a great selection of new and pre-owned models, Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha will knock it out of the park. And they'll never inflate their prices based on availability. Take the short drive north and visit your one-stop shop for everything Subaru, Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Shop online 24/7 at ZieglerSubaruKenosha.com.
James Hardy Building Products knows how important your home is. That's why they're rated the #1 brand of siding in North America. James Hardy is proud to sponsor the Cubs. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Dansby Swanson's on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at TimberTech.com. Pat?
Cubs had 1 base runner in the first 2 innings. That was Nico Horner after a 1-out single in the first. Pivetta has struck out 4 of the first 7 batters he's faced. Dansby Swanson will lead off the third, 1-0 Padres. Dansby in his 38th postseason game. He'll take one down low for ball 1.
Now that the Cubs are going to roll through the second time through the lineup, once Shaw hits here, he'll hit second this inning. See if the Cubs can get on that high fastball.
Swinging a pop-up foul off to the right out of play.
Today would have been one of those days, Pat, that, what your drill work would have been, might have been a little different if you're a hitter. Today, because of all the high fastballs you're going to see from Pivetta, there's a 2-tee drill that you do where you set the back tee up a little higher than the front tee to really get you going on top of the baseball and driving down through that high fastball. I think today would have been the perfect day for that, to really try to set it at the top of the zone and get your barrel and your hands accustomed to working above the ball. We'll see if the Cubs hitters can do that this second time through.
1-1 on Dansby. He drives one in the air to right center, but it's playable. Merrill battling the sun, and the center fielder makes the catch. You could tell he was fighting the sun there for a few seconds, but it's out number 1. 1-0 Padres in the third, and the batter is Matt Shaw.
Pivetta with a fastball. He's got a good arm. This guy's got good arm and good ride on that fastball. But that one he threw right down the middle to Dansby.
Shaw making his first postseason appearance as a big league ball player. Let's see if he can lash out a base hit. He shows bunt, pulls the bat back, takes a strike. We'll be right back out here again tomorrow for game 2. Remember, it's a best of 3. Same 2 teams at 2:08 Central Time. This ball is up high, 1-1. The Padres have already announced their starter, Dylan Cease, former Cubs farmhand. He'll start for San Diego. The Cubs have not yet announced. Now the 1-1 to Shaw. Breaking ball in there for a strike. One of the best curveballs he's thrown so far. 1-2.
Yeah, he's got a couple of them. He's got that more over-the-top hook that'll get more straight downward break, and then that one had that kind of 3/4 sweeping action going across the zone.
Shaw takes outside. You just sense this big crowd just waiting for a couple of guys to get on base. And then that's when things get interesting and loud.
Well, and you'd like to put a little pressure on the pitcher, right? You'd like to let the crowd get in a game and get some runners on. And I think that's when the Cubs are at their best, when their team speed really can show. You love hitting home runs, but, that doesn't always happen in postseason. If you can get some guys on and get some guys moving around the bases.
2-2 to Shaw. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Swung at a pitch that probably was a bit outside. 5 strikeouts for Pivetta. He has set down 8 of the first 9, including 7 in a row, and the batter is Michael Busch.
Now, Bushy, one of the few guys that really squared him up in the first inning, hit one right to the ivy in left center field.
Michael takes inside, 1-0. Bush is about as hot as any Cubs hitter at the tail end of the regular season. Cubs are down by a run. Swing and a miss by Bush, 1-1. Painted logos are on the field in foul territory off the first and third base lines with the MLB logo. Fastball inside and the big word postseason 2025. Two balls and a strike on Michael Bush. Pivetta deals. High pop fly, right side, playable. Arise, the first baseman coming down the line, makes the catch. And that ends the inning. Cubs do nothing. We go to the fourth inning. Padres 1, Cubs nothing on the score, and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans. It's Pete Crow Armstrong. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
In St. Pete, Clearwater, you can chill by the crystal clear Gulf.
And stroll downtown St. Pete's galleries and murals.
And hang with the locals at a fishing pier.
And escape to secluded white sand beaches.
Secluded, huh?
Yeah, and they're spectacular.
And then grab a sandwich at the grouper capital of the world.
And maybe a nightcap at a rooftop bar with sunset views.
Okay. In St. Pete, Clearwater, you'll find just what you're looking for.
And then some.
Your Florida escape begins at visitspc.com.
Hi, this is Dave Musial, owner of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric, with our biggest sale ever. Furnaces from $39 a month. Furnace and air conditioning combos from $59 a month, plus 72 months interest-free financing and up to a $4,000 system rebate. Four Seasons guaranteed to beat any competitor's price by up to $1,000 guaranteed. So call today for your free in-home estimate and same-day installation.
For all the right reasons, call it 664 Seasons.
Hungry for purpose? Join Northern Illinois Food Bank in the fight against hunger. September is Hunger Action Month, and we're going orange, the color of hunger awareness. Together, we can put our shared purpose into action and help neighbors get the nutritious food they need to thrive. Don't just make a difference, be the difference. Visit solvehungertoday.org to volunteer, advocate, or donate. Let's fight hunger together this September. Northern Illinois Food Bank. Neighbors empowered.
Dear Autumn, fall into great value in a new Toyota, like the tough-as-nails Tacoma, the sleek all-hybrid Camry, or the versatile RAV4. Find yours today. Toyota, let's go places.
Time to check the out-of-town scoreboard, sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. The Tigers win. They beat the Guardians 2-1, so Detroit takes a 1-0 lead in the best of three in Cleveland. How about Tarek Skubal? 7 2/3 innings today. 1 run on 3 hits, 3 walks. He struck out 14, Pat.
I would say he is a candidate to win his second straight American League Cy Young honor. Haven't really looked at all the other competitors for that particular honor, but we've seen him, and he's impressive. Manny Machado leads off the fourth inning for San Diego and takes outside 1-0.
Fourth inning is sponsored by Wintrust, home of the exclusive Cubs debit card. Member FDIC, EHL lender.
Check swing on a changeup. Machado ruled to have checked his swing in time. It's ball 2. We're going to play the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Here comes the 2-0 to Machado. In there for a strike. Surprised that he was not more aggressive on that 2-0 pitch.
Yeah, good two-seamer running away from Machado. That ball hit the outside corner.
Machado showing bunt, takes a breaking ball, missing for ball 3. And the
stay
bunt,
back there, Matty. Don't come in. Just stay back there. Let him bunt. Guy, he's got 27 home runs. We want him to bunt. Can you believe that one?
I was surprised to see it. Were you?
If I was a third baseman, I'd be waving at him going, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, be my guess.
Yeah, bunt away.
3-1 to Machado from Boyd. That's going to be outside, ball 4. Machado, one of the 4 guys on the team that can run. Machado stole 14 bags this year. Fernando Tatis led the team with 32. Xander Bogaerts had 20 steals. Those are the guys that possibly could think about running in a game like this. Jackson Merrill had a bloop double and scored the game's only run. He bunts out in front of the plate. The throw will go to first in time. Kelly, the catcher, pounced on the ball and threw to first. It's a sacrifice from the cleanup hitter Merrill in the 4th inning of a 1-run game. What do you think of that, Ron?
I think it's one of those things that San Diego in their pregame press conference talked about, you know, the willingness to do some of these small ball things. And I think there's a time and a place. I'm not quite sure if that's it, but they spoke about it, that they were going to do some of these things here in this series.
So the sacrifice puts Machado at second base with 1 away. Can't remember the last time I saw a cleanup hitter lay down a sacrifice bunt. Xander Bogaerts drove in the game's only run with a 2nd inning double as he bats now on the 0-1 pitch by Matthew Boyd. Pulled on the ground toward third. That's foul. Foul ball, diving stop by Shaw. That ball just barely missed hitting the third base bag.
Boy, I thought as that ball was getting close to the bag, I really thought the third base umpire, Todd Tishman, was going to call that fair. I think Matt Shaw thought the same thing. He was doing everything in his power to keep that ball in the infield. He was on both knees, sliding and diving to catch that baseball.
Again, there's an extra umpire down the lines. Mike Malinsky in left and Ben May in right. Short lead at second by Machado. 1-0 Padres lead, 4th inning with 1 away and a man at second. Curveball is outside. My recollection in watching baseball my whole life postseason would be that the line umpires down each line were farther down the line than the guys are right here. They're only about 40 feet behind the first and third base umpires. Here comes the 1-2. Swinging a bouncing ball past the mound. Going to be a tough play for Shaw. Throws to first. Not in time. Infield single for Xander Bogaerts. Machado safe at third. Matthew Boyd tried valiantly to grab that ball, just couldn't get there, and then you knew it would be trouble.
Yeah, once it gets past Boyd, it's going to be a base hit. So now San Diego is first and third now with only 1 out. And I agree with you. I don't understand quite why the left and right field line umpires are 25, 30 feet past the infield. Why they're not 100 feet deeper to where you can make sure you can see the ball if it's going to hit the foul pole or be down the line.
1 away, first and third. The left-handed batting O'Hearn takes a strike. Cubs keep the middle infielders back. San Diego threatening. They already lead 1-0. And the way that Nick Pivetta has pitched for them, Cubs don't want to get too far behind. Lefty to lefty, Boyd to O'Hearn. And it's lifted foul out of play. Now if you're Boyd, Ron, you're thinking strikeout.
Yeah, you got a couple options. You could go with the breaking ball to O'Hearn. You know, he likes to throw his fastball, and he can get that upshoot fastball.
Here comes the 0-2. O'Hearn takes low and away. O'Hearn seemed to have a good look at that pitch.
Matthew definitely did not want to throw that breaking ball for a strike. Once again, they're throwing the ball back out of play. Both pitchers are having a hard time with the baseballs, having to rub them up a lot on the mound.
The shadow line has reached the umpire. Still the field in bright sunshine, but the shade is going to arrive soon. Here's a pickoff throw to first, not in time.
I like that. That's the one thing that Boyd brings to the table with that pickoff move. This would, if you could get a pickoff at first base of Bogaerts, boy, would that help a lot.
He led Major League Baseball in pickoffs with 12. And now the 1-2 pitch. A little looper, shallow left center. That's going to be caught by Swanson. What a play. And he throws it to the plate. Runners have to hold. What a play by Dansby Swanson. A little looping line drive over the shortstop's head into shallow left center. He went back with his back to the infield and made an amazing catch. 2 down.
Great play by Dansby to go get this ball, and a bad base running play by Machado. He does not go back to third base and tags up on this blooper. He's got nowhere to go. If the ball drops, he's going to score easily. If it's caught, he's got a chance to at least run down the line. He did not do that. He got caught spectating and could not advance.
That play fired up the crowd also. Gavin Sheets, the batter, and the pitch. Fly ball, right center field, playable for Suzuki or Crow Armstrong. Pete makes the catch. Inning over. Great play by Swanson. Boyd makes some good pitches, gets out of the jam. No runs on 1 hit. They lead to middle of inning number 4. It remains Padres 1, Cubs nothing on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs playoff baseball, Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on the score.
Experience design you feel in every detail, and technology as innovative as it is effortless with Buick. These are luxuries you don't have to wait for. This is Buick now. Buick, exceptional by design. Well-qualified buyers get 0.9% APR financing on 2025 Buick models. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners and lessees get $3,000 purchase allowance on Encore GX, $1,000 purchase allowance on Envision, $250 purchase allowance on Envista, and $500 purchase allowance on Enclave. Must be a current owner of a 2011 model year or newer non-GM vehicle, or a current lessee of a 2020 model year or newer non-GM vehicle for at least 30 days prior to new vehicle sale. Length of contract limited. Some customers will not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 9/30/25.
Fall flavors come alive on Chicago's North Shore with theater premieres, farmers markets, Oktoberfests, and Big Ten football at Northwestern's amazing Lakefront Stadium. Plus, festive fall colors are right around the corner. Explore Chicago Botanic Gardens' 27 spectacular gardens, and check out our favorite patios for alfresco dining. See why locals and tourists alike love Chicago's North Shore. Plan your fun at visitchicagonorthshore.com. That's visitchicagonorthshore.com.
Hefty Trash Bags, the official trash bags of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty, ultra-strong trash bags resist rips, tears, and leaks. Strength that's anything but ordinary.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Bottom 4, Padres leading the Cubs 1-0. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score. The Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs playoff baseball, Rahimi, Harrison, Grody, 10 a.m. to 2 on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago.
League leaders are sponsored by American Sail. Bring the fun home.
Nico Horner leads off the Cubs' 4th, swings and misses, 0-1.
Aaron Judge finished the year with a .331 batting average. Cal Raleigh, 60 home runs. Kyle Schwarber, the RBI leader in 2025, with 132. On the pitching side, Paul Skeets, the ERA king, 1.97. Max Fried, 19 victories.
Nico takes low, 1-1.
Garrett Crochet was the strikeout leader with 255, and Carlos Esteves finished the year with 42 saves. Pat?
1-0 Padres lead, bottom of the 4th. Nico takes down low, and now the count is 2-1. Let's make our attendance guesses. I'll guess 39,193. 39,193. And the 2-1 to Nico. And he'll take a strike. 2-2.
I will say 40,200.
Nico with the Cubs' only base hit, an opposite field single in the first into right field. Here comes the 2-2. Nico hits a pop fly, shallow right. Second baseman Cronenworth gives way to Arise. Arise makes the catch over near the first base line, and that's out number 1. 1-0 San Diego. The batter, Ian Happ.
It's again that high fastball coming into play. On the second time through, see if the Cubs hitters can do a little something with the high fastball that is in the zone. You have a hard time catching up with 93 to 95 when it's out of the zone.
Happ takes a strike. After their first at-bats, many teammates discuss the stuff that a particular pitcher has on a day or a night. Here comes the 0-1 now to Ian. And he'll check and take high. What types of things would they be saying right now to each other?
I would think it's all about the fastball. You know, the breaking pitches have really been, he's thrown a couple good ones, but it's been all about his heater and trying to get it down into the zone and being on time with it.
Happ swings and misses. He was on it.
Yep, that's the fastball that you want to hit. That one was in the strike zone by a full baseball in the zone.
Happ called out on strikes his first time, wearing powder blue batting gloves on either hand. There comes the 1-2 from Pivetta. It's high. One of the few times today I had the feeling Pivetta tried to overthrow a fastball. He actually stumbled somewhat awkwardly on the follow-through.
It is kind of weird. I mean, both guys have been throwing out a bunch of the baseballs. You'd think we'd be able to get that right come playoff time, right?
2-2 on Happ. And Ian checks, just takes inside, 3-2. Happ trying to get on. If he does, it'll get the crowd excited. 1-0 San Diego leading. We're in the 4th inning. One away, nobody on. And the pitch. Swing and a foul back.
Well, you got a good pitch to hit a fastball down in the end. Middle portion of the strike zone and just fouled it straight back.
I'll make my guess in the Vinny's Beverage Depot attendance game. I'm going to go 39,800.
52 pitches so far for Pivetta. So at this pace, he'd be able to go about 6, maybe 7. Fans are standing, ready for a rally. 1-0 Padres, 4th inning. And Ian swings and misses, strike 3. A slow curveball got him. And that's out number 2.
Little breaking ball, starts out high. It ends up upper part of the strike zone inside to Ian. And put a big swing on it, but swung over the top of it.
6 strikeouts for Pivetta. He has set down 10 straight hitters. Padres lead 1-0 with 2 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Kyle Tucker swings away and fouls it away. Manager Craig Counsell looking on from the third base dugout. This is Craig's 20th game as a big league manager in postseason play, the other 19 with Milwaukee. And he was 7-12 in those games. Tucker waits for the 0-1. Takes a little bit low for a ball, 1-1.
Pivetta looking in like, where'd he got that one? That pitch got a lot of the strikes on, not even like a little bit of it. And Backus.
Pivetta still kind of shaking his head.
I don't blame him.
Now the 1-1. Swinging a pop-up foul out of play, left side. Quite a few hitters have been late on their swings against Pivetta. He's had a very good fastball early.
That's what we were expecting. You know, you got to be your sole preparation today for this guy is to be on that heater. You're going to see a bunch of them, and he's got a good one, and he's got great ride to it. You got to be a click quicker than you normally are against this guy.
Tucker checks and takes high and away, 2-2. Tucker, one of the better Cubs all year in working the counts and making the pitcher throw a lot of pitches. And the 2-2. Swinging a bouncer, foul. And he spoils a lot of pitches with foul balls.
Yeah, he does he's got great bat to ball skills, that's for sure. And to your point, he doesn't swing in a lot of pitches off the plate. In particular, that fastball away. He just does not chase that pitch.
Yeah, the 2-2. Check swing, foul back. Didn't mean to swing. It probably would have been called high and inside, but accidentally he made contact, so it's still 2-2. Tucker, a strikeout victim his first time. 1-0 Padres. An RBI double by Xander Bogaerts is the difference so far. And the 2-2. Pulled on the ground to first. Fielded by Arise. Runs to the bag. 3 unassisted. Ends the inning. Zach Zaidman will join Ron Coomer in a moment. At the end of 4, Padres 1, Cubs nothing on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cub fans, Craig Counsell here. Pat and Ron call every game on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
From the first pitch to extra innings, Sea Glass is your invitation to relax and recharge. As the official wine partner of the Chicago Cubs, Sea Glass brings the refreshing flavors of California's Central Coast to wherever you are, whether it's in the stands or on the couch. So pour yourself a glass and slide into your coastal state of mind. Look for Sea Glass in the wine aisle at your local retailer. Sea Glass, official wine partner of the Chicago Cubs.
As the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs, Sloan has greeted fans with sustainable restroom products at Wrigley Field for 111 years. And now Sloan is excited to introduce new innovation to Cubs fans throughout the concourse with its brand new bottle fillers to provide clean drinking water while reducing plastic waste throughout the friendly confines. Learn more at Sloan.com and go Cubs go! Come see what's cooking in Des Moines, Iowa, where there's something for every taste. The crispy hash browns at Waveland Cafe, a sizzling bacon-glazed pork chop at Oak Park, the snap of a foot-long hot dog at an iCubs game, a 2-foot State Fair lobster roll that has cameras clicking and mouths watering. Hungry yet? Come to Des Moines and try everything. I guarantee you'll come back for seconds. Plan your foodie feast at CatchDesMoines.com, because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent.
Dear Autumn, fall into great value in a new Toyota, like the tough-as-nails Tacoma, the sleek all-hybrid Camry, or the versatile RAV4. Find yours today. Toyota, let's go places.
Spiegel and Holmes talk Cubs baseball and Chicago sports every weekday from 2 to 6 on 670 The Score and the Odyssey app. Getting set for the top half of the 5th inning here at Wrigley Field, Game 1 of the National League Wild Card Series. Padres with a 1-0 lead. Xander Bogaerts with an RBI double in the second. Jake Cronenworth will lead off the 5th inning for San Diego. Left-handed hitting second baseman against the left-hander Matthew Boyd, who works on the extreme third base side of the rubber. Boyd rocks back and deals. First pitch on the way, and Cronenworth looks at a strike, a fastball near the bottom of the zone on the outer half. 0-1 the count. Cubs have just one hit this afternoon. Nico Horner, a single in the first. The pitch. Bunted foul off the netting to the left by Cronenworth. 0-2. Boyd has thrown 54 pitches, Coom. Now, last inning, we were notified that Daniel Palencia was warming up in the Cubs bullpen. Here comes the 0-2. In the dirt, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I think that just goes right back to, the importance of Game 1 and having to keep this game where it's at. If, you get into a situation where in the 5th, you look at the lineup, and if one of these two guys gets on and then you got Tatis Machado, you're looking,
Cronenworth swings and misses at a changeup off the outside. Strike 3, 1 away as Cronenworth is retired.
But do you want Tatis or Machado to come up with a couple men on, and that be Boyd's 3rd time through the lineup facing those guys? Or do you bring in Palencia to neutralize or hope to neutralize the right-handed bat.
Good call. One down, top five. San Diego, a 1-0 lead. The catcher, Freddie Fermin, at the plate. Right-handed batter. And the pitch is a called strike. Fastball right along the inside edge. Out thigh high. 0-1 the count. Boyd working quickly. High leg kick and pitch. Fermin swings and lines one in a power alley and left. It drops in, fielded by Crow Armstrong, who whirls and throws a strike to second to hold Fermin to a long single.
Thought this ball was going to be an extra base hit when it first left the bat, but I think Fermin, it's a changeup. Fermin caught that ball off the end of the bat, hit it in the gap. Nice play by Pete, and just what I was saying, with a man on base in this ball game, and you got Tatis and Machado, that was going to be the, as Counts called it, the pocket that certain guys were going to pitch, and it has nothing to do with how Boyd has pitched. It's all about matchups and getting the big power arm of Palencia against Tatis and Machado.
Good call. That's why Council always talks about outgetters and how you go about getting 27 outs in a ball game. Pitching changes by the Cubs are sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. So Boyd's afternoon is done, and the hard-throwing right-hander Daniel Palencia will come in with Fernando Tatis Jr. due up here in the top half of the fifth inning. 1 on, 1 away for the Padres. San Diego up 1-0 on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
You're listening to Cubs Playoff Baseball on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Organ failure takes more than strength to overcome. It takes expertise. Loyola Medicine's transplant program is among the most experienced in Illinois, with innovative approaches like gene expression profiling and robotic-assisted surgery. When the odds are long, we bring precision, compassion, and hope. At Loyola Medicine, tough is what we do and who we are. Visit loyolamedicine.org/tough.
Dear Autumn, fall into great value in a new Toyota, like the tough-as-nails Tacoma, the sleek all-hybrid Camry, or the versatile RAV4. Find yours today. Toyota, let's go places.
With America's best lineup of hybrids from Hyundai, you get the best of both worlds, like the reliable and efficient Tucson Hybrid, backed by America's best warranty. The Hyundai Tucson Hybrid. It's the best of both worlds.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for $239 a month or get 1.99% APR on the Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Offers end September 30th. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
We just got our attendance guest from the engineer, Rich Wyatt. It's going 41,000 today.
Jeez, Rich, you get out last night? And had a lot of people here at the old playoff game today. Way to go.
Fernando Tatis Jr. at the plate. Daniel Palencia on the mound. 1-0 Padres. 1 on, 1 away here in the fifth. Tatis hits a line drive to right. Playable for Suzuki. Makes the catch. Angling towards center field. 2 away. That'll bring up Luis Ariz.
It's one of those things where, in these games, in these short series, and, we all know the importance of game one in these short series. Matthew Boyd pitched outstanding baseball. He just did. He gives up one bloop and a ball hit in the gap, and that's the only run of the game. But in these short series, the third time through, the last thing you want is, the matchup to be bad for him, and that costs you the ball game in one inning. And that's why Palencia is in the game here to face Tatis, Ariz, and what could be Machado if he hits in this inning.
Palencia starts off Ariz with a slider that spins into the zone for a strike. 0-1. 2 down, top of the fifth. Padres with a 1-0 lead. Freddie Fermin, the catcher at first base, being held on by Bush. Palencia is ready, a long set, and the pitch. Apparently missed high and outside. A 100-mile-per-hour fastball from Palencia.
That was borderline, could have been called. Back is all the pitchers and the hitters, they question him a lot in the ball games when he has home plate.
Ariz looks at the ball outside. Fastball that missed, 2-1. Palencia this season pitched in 54 games, primarily as the closer. 2.91 ERA, 22 saves. Now the pitch. Arise swings and drills one in the air. Right center, racing over Crow Armstrong, and he makes a running catch for out number 3. And Palencia does the job for Means, stranded at first. Middle 5, San Diego 1, the Cubs nothing on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cub fans, Nico Horner here. Pat and Ron call every game on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, welcome to Everything Outdoors. Can I help you find anything?
Hey, yeah. Can you point us to the camping gear?
Sure, aisle 2.
How about fly fishing? Just bought a new Nissan Pathfinder, and we're ready to get back to it.
Aisle 7.
Snowboarding? Our Pathfinder's got intelligent 4x4, and we want to hit the backcountry.
Oh, aisle 18.
And where are the boats?
Back of the store, but are you sure you can do all this?
Oh, yeah. Up to 6,000 pounds towing. We're good to go. Oh, where's the scuba department?
Return to rugged in the 2025 Nissan Pathfinder. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com. Available intelligent 4x4 cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions. Towing capability varies by configuration. See owner's manual for important safety information. For well-qualified buyers, example 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand finance. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 9/30/25.
Hey, Coom here. Fall in the Midwest. It doesn't get much better. Cooler nights, crisp days, and yes, postseason baseball. Whether you're gathering around the fire, tailgating with friends, or locked in every pitch, there's one beer that fits the moment. Yuengling Traditional Lager. Rich, smooth, and brewed with real character by the oldest brewery in America. Lager is perfect this time of year. Yuengling Traditional Lager, official beer of the Cubs Radio Network. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
When it comes to tuxedos and suits, the pros at Suits 2020 have the winning looks. Why rent when you can own for about the same price? Schedule your free fitting at Suits2020.com.
The Fly the W presale opportunity remains open for fans looking to purchase select tickets to additional potential 2025 postseason games at Wrigley Field, starting with the NL Division Series. Sign up today for the chance to unlock presale access. 1-0 Padres as we get set for the bottom half of the 5th inning here at Wrigley Field. Right-hander Nick Pivetta has been rolling for the Padres. He's retired 11 in a row. Suzuki, powerful right-handed batter, digs in. Pivetta, high leg kick and pitch. And Seiya looks at a ball up high, a fastball that missed. Seiya was robbed of a base hit his first time up. And a nice sliding catch by Jackson Merrill in center. The pitch. Seiya backs out of the way. And the cutter inside, 2-0.
Well, now here's, if you're Seiya, this is... Once again, now Pivetta throwing another ball out of the game. That's somewhat alarming that the baseballs are not right for today's ball game. This is where you cheat on a fastball and you look for that high heater and get the head of the bat out to it.
The pitch. Seiya swings and fouls it out of play off to the right. You got a sinking fastball at the top of the zone. 2-1.
Yeah, that's just a good four-seamer at the top of the zone. That's all that is. He's just rearing back and continuing to throw that ball right at the top of the strike zone.
Pivetta sets. Here's the pitch. Seiya swings, drills one deep left center field. This is going to tie the game. It's gone. Solo shot to left center by Seiya Suzuki. 1-1 Cubs and Padres here in the 5th. Whom you just called it.
The end of the day, the pitch you've got to be accountable to against Pivetta is the heater. He was on the pitch, the 2-0 pitch, and fouled it back, but had a good swing and a strike. Pivetta gets this one down in the zone about mid-thigh, and Seiya hit a 2-iron right into the seats in left center. We got a new ball game.
He mashed it 424 feet into the bleachers for Suzuki. 1-1. Here's Carson Kelly. He swings and fouls it back off the netting to the right. 0-1. Another hefty home run. Official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty strength. That's anything but ordinary.
I love that Seiya in this ball game has gone to home plate swinging from the on-deck circle. He is at his best when he is swinging the bat.
Kelly looks at a cutter, low and outside. 1-1 the count.
He was some kind of fired up going around first. Great to see Seiya punch in with a line drive bullet to the bleachers.
The pitch. Kelly swings, misses 1-2. So if you count the tail end of the regular season, Suzuki is now homered in 5 consecutive ball games. He's got 6 home runs during that stretch.
And I'll tell you what, he hit that ball right on the button. That was a line drive bullet. No wind stopping that one.
Here's the 1-2. Kelly fouls it off the netting to the right.
The other thing it does, it gets the crowd right into the ball game. And you got to know that has an effect on the pitcher, Pivetta.
The exit velocity coom on Suzuki's rocket to left, 112 miles per hour, an extremely hard hit ball. Kelly waits. Here comes the 1-2 by Pivetta. Low and outside, missed with a curve. Count even at 2-2. Kelly struck out swinging his first time up. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Kelly swings, and it's a high fly ball, deep left center field. Going back, Sheets at the track near the wall. Gone! Cubs take the lead! Carson Kelly pumps his fist up in the air as he rounds the bases. 2-1 Cubs over the Padres here in the 5th. First Suzuki, now Kelly. Cubs go back-to-back and take the lead.
We talked earlier, Kelly had an at-bat early in the game, his first one, where he got ahead in the count, but Pivetta made 2 great pitches at the top of the zone, right on the outside corner. This time, Pivetta gets ahead. Kelly had been on time. He just didn't get pitches to hit. Now he gets a pitch to hit. It hits a towering home run that makes it about 2 rows deep. That high fastball, you get the head of the bat out, and he did, and he gives the Cubs the lead. Big swings of the bat here in the 5th.
Everyone at Wrigley Field on their feet. The atmosphere has changed considerably. Cubs with a 2-1 lead over the Padres. Still no one out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Pete Crow Armstrong due up. There was a meeting on the mound as pitching coach Ruben Niebla went out to talk to the starter Pivetta. There is activity in the San Diego pen. Lefty Adrian Morejon is warming up. Pete Crow Armstrong at the plate. Pivetta delivers. Crow Armstrong swings and misses at a curveball. It was in the zone, 0-1.
That's the first pitch Pete has seen in today's game in the strike zone.
Pivetta deals. Crow Armstrong lines one foul off the netting to the right. Sounded like he broke his bat. So PCA will go and get some new lumber.
Love the at-bat by Carson. He, veteran catcher, he understands exactly what Pivetta's doing, from the catcher's perspective of understanding. So as a hitter, what do I got to cover? And let me cover that and take my chances with anything else. He covered that high heater.
Here's the 0-2. Crow Armstrong shows bunt. And pulls it back. The pitch was up high for a ball. 1-2.
Machado's playing way around towards the hole between short and third with 2 strikes. And Pete just looked to bunt. He just was going to bunt it at the third base position.
The pitch. Crow Armstrong swings and misses. Strike 3. Fastball that looked to be above the zone. 1 away.
Now let's see if Dansby had a good at-bat in his last AB. He hit one to the track in center field.
So 1 down. Cubs with a 2-1 lead over the Padres here in the last of the 5th. Swanson waits. Pivetta delivers. And an awkward swing and miss at a slow-moving breaking ball. 0-1.
See, against this guy, you don't mind your hitters having swings like that. Because what you're doing is you're trying to do something and you got to give up something. And so they're trying to go out and get that fastball.
Swanson looks at another breaking ball off the outside, 1-1.
So with this guy's high heater, sometimes you'll cheat as the right-handed hitter to go out and catch that ball out in front. And occasionally, he'll spin that breaking ball and you may look, foolish or way out in front, but that's okay. You got another pitch. You got 2 more strikes.
Oh, 1-1. Called strike. Fastball right down the middle. 95 miles per hour. 1-2 to count. Swanson hit 24 home runs during the regular season. Right-handed batter stands deep in the box, hits out of a crouch. The 1-2. Called strike 3. 96 mile per hour heater right along the outside edge near the bottom of the zone. 2 away.
This one starts out away and comes back to the outside corner. That's a borderline pitch either way. You could call it either way, but an excellent pitcher's pitch by Pivetta.
So 2 away, last of the 5th. Cubs 2, Padres 1. Matt Shaw at the plate. He struck out swinging his first time up. And the pitch. Shaw looks at a ball up high. Sweeper that missed. 1-0.
Pivetta stopped at the end of the mound and 5 seconds stared at the home plate umpire.
Yeah, Eric Backus is feeling it from both sides.
Yeah, he never makes friends in these games. He's got the plate.
Here's the 1-0. Shaw fouls it back off the screen. 1-1. A reminder that Carson Kelly's home run is another hefty home run. Official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty strength that's anything but ordinary. Pivetta had retired 11 in a row before back-to-back home runs to start the frame by Suzuki and Kelly. And the Cubs have a 2-1 lead. Here's the 1-1 to Shaw. That's low and outside. 2-1 the count.
Yeah, you start getting to that pitch count where it starts climbing a little at 81, as you just said. And, you know, these games are a little different because the adrenaline rush, you're just using so much more energy because of the adrenaline that you have pumping through you for a playoff game.
Shaw swings and taps one foul at the plate. 2-2. And that was a fastball. The RBIs by the Cubs. A reminder that RBIs by Cubs batters, sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old. Lefty Drew Pomerantz has begun warming up in the Cubs pen. The 2-2. Shaw pops it up. Off to the right, but this one will be in the stands.
Yeah, this will be a series where Pomerantz and Caleb Thielbar, you know, you're going to see some action. These guys got, they got 5 lefties in their lineup today. They're going to feature left-handers. So you're going to get a lot of action, that's for sure.
Shaw looks at a curveball up high. He's worked a full count. And once again, the crowd here at Wrigley Field on its feet. What an atmosphere here in the 5th inning.
See if Matty can cheat on this fastball. He's going to get a high heater, I would think. Go ahead and try to get it.
The payoff pitch. Shaw swings and misses. He got the fastball right down the middle. Couldn't connect. Strike 3. And that ends the 5th inning, but not before the Cubs take the lead. Back-to-back home runs by Suzuki and Kelly. 2-1 Cubs over the Padres after 5 on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
You're listening to Cubs Playoff Baseball on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
The rumors are true. Assigned seating is coming to Southwest Airlines, so you can choose your seat when you book, not when you board.
I can sit with my family?
If you want.
But I need the window seat.
You get that window seat.
Excuse me, what if I'm really tall?
Congrats. We also have extra legroom seats.
Doesn't every airline do assigned seating?
They do now. Assigned seating is coming to Southwest. Expected to begin early 2026. Learn more at southwest.com/assigned seating. Basic fare excluded from seat selection and booking.
At Wintrust, our approach lets Cubs fans show their pride anytime, anywhere. With the Cubs debit card from Wintrust Community Banks, you don't just swipe, you make a statement. It's like a megaphone for your wallet, broadcasting Cubs pride with every transaction. Visit wintrust.com/Cubs to choose an eligible account and score your Cubs debit card. That's wintrust.com/Cubs. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Cubs debit card is not available at all Wintrust Community Banks charters. Member FDIC.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on the team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Illinois. T&Cs apply.
You deserve a car that thrills you. And Nissan's got an exciting full line that'll put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com today.
The legendary Billy Williams being acknowledged and introduced to the crowd. Billy on the mezzanine level in one of the private boxes. Sweet swinging Billy Williams from Whistler, Alabama. That was his nickname, Whistler.
Absolutely. He was my first base coach when I played here for the Cubs, and you couldn't have had a better guy on your coaching staff than Billy Williams.
Cubs with the lead now for the first time today, 2-1. Manny Machado was trying to launch one to tie the game. This is your basic power against power matchup with Daniel Palencia firing and Manny Machado swinging. Here comes the 0-1. And Machado swings and misses, 0-2. We've been talking about that shadow line. Now it's getting into a troublesome area for the hitters. It's about 20 feet out in front of home plate, so the ball comes out of the sunshine and dips into the shade in the last fraction of a second. The 0-2, fastball is high.
How would you like to have your at-bats with a guy throwing 100-plus miles an hour and you're not seeing the ball real well?
No, I think I like doing play-by-play.
That's what it is. That's
ready
the
to
situation you're in down there.
Here comes the 1-2 to Machado inside. It's 2-2.
Let's see what's on tap here in the sixth inning, sponsored by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. And partner, what do you think of the In-Flight by Suzuki and Kelly?
The crowd went absolutely bonkers. Here comes the 2-2 to Machado, fouled away off to the right out of play. We're going to take a look at this date in baseball history, brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. Now's the time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. 2-2 on Machado. The pitch by Palencia, fouled away. And how Machado was able to get up on that chest-high fastball and get any wood on it is a mystery to me.
100-mile-an-hour fastball, probably up out of the zone. Machado did it, he got his hands up above the ball.
Check swing, that's going to be strike 3. Yes, it is. It was an off-speed delivery. It was inside, but Machado committed himself and tried to check, but couldn't do it. That's a strikeout for Daniel Palencia. One away, Jackson Merrill the batter. Cubs lead 2-1.
That's where the shadow really comes into play. You're on, and you're starting to see the fastball, but when they break off a decent breaking ball, you just don't see the spin, and you're really not on where the ball's going to end up.
Jackson Merrill takes a strike. Merrill had a double and a run scored in the second. And now the 0-1. Fastball swung on and missed. What's on your mind here, Ron?
I like the gas one more time. You're 0-2. Stay right up there at the top of the zone. Throw another high fastball, and at least if it's a ball, you set up the breaking ball down.
Everybody's standing at Wrigley. And the 0-2 from Palencia to Jackson Merrill. A long set. He brings it. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 down here in the sixth inning. Cubs leading 2-1. And the batter is Xander Bogaerts.
Daniel Palencia, what he did, you said the long set. He comes set with a lot of time left on the pitch clock. So he holds the ball at 0-2 and ices the hitter where you have to stand there for a long time, and then he makes the perfect pitch with the high heater.
Bogaerts batting right-handed. He will take a strike. Bogaerts with an RBI double. Has an infield single as well, so he's 2 for 2. And he hits a drive into deep left center on the run. Pete Kerr Armstrong. He's got it. Back near the fence in deep left center. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's getting loud at Wrigley. Cubs 2, Padres 1. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago Cubs postseason baseball talk is on 670 The Score and the Odyssey app.
Step up to the plate like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be. With high app limits, low holds, exceptional customer service, and no bet fees. Other books may charge you just to get on the field. But with Circa Sports, you can swing away with every bet. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When you save on a new Chevy or quality pre-owned vehicle from Bob Josh Chevrolet, you'll be more than happy. You'll be Jossified. Jossified. That's the feeling you get when you enjoy outstanding savings or great service from Bob Josh Chevrolet in Elburn. Jossified customers come back again and again because it feels great when your money goes further and you're treated the right way. Don't wait. Get Jossified today. Jossified. At Bob Josh Chevrolet in Elburn, next to Reams Meat Market. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Wallner Law helped me get the compensation that I deserve.
Wallner Law helped me get back on my feet.
Thanks to Wallner Law, I'm at a better place today.
Wallner Law cares for you. We're compassionate. We're empathetic to your situation. And I promise you, I will get you more money than any other law firm in the city of Chicago. That is my promise to you. Hire us, win with us, be successful with us. Call us at Wallner Law, 312-8-million.
Tag team bits and sockets with a Bosch 18-volt 2-in-1 impact driver. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Michael Busch is on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com.
Zach, the new pitcher for San Diego, is left-hander Adrian Morejon. Pitching changes by the opposition. Those are always brought to you by Sloan. Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit sloan.com. Michael Busch will lead it off against Morejon. Lefty against lefty. Busch 0 for 2. First pitch in there for a strike. And again, that shadow line now right in between the mound and the plate. So the pitcher is in the bright sun, if you can imagine. The batter and the umpire and the catcher, they're in shadows, shade. Here's a little looper foul. And right now, Ron, would be probably about the most toughest time of the day. It's about halfway between the mound and the plate.
Yeah, no doubt. It's one of those things where the ball, you see bright white coming out of the pitcher's hand. And in the snap of a finger, all you see is shadow of the baseball.
Cubs leading 2-1. Game 1 of a best-of-3. Here's the pitch, looped into shallow left center field. It's going to be a base hit. Busch reaching out for one, didn't get all of it, but it fell in front of Sheets, the left fielder. That's a leadoff single, and now the Cubs are looking for an insurance run.
Now Bushy covers his slider away. It's off the plate. It's actually a good pitch. It's off the plate away at the knees, and he just goes out. And because he put such a good swing on it, it might have broke his bat, but he dumps it into short left for a base knock. Now you got to see if small ball comes into play for the Cubs.
Horner taking a strike. Baseball history, the legendary Roberto Clemente, 1972 on the 30th of September, had a double against the Mets' John Matlack, his 3,000th hit and the final hit of his career. Nico pulls the bouncer foul. Of course, he would perish in a plane crash on New Year's Eve. One of the all-time great Major League ball players, Roberto Clemente. Horner has singled and popped out. Deep at third is Machado. Here's the pitch. Nico hits a bouncer toward the middle. Base hit. Grounding second and holding there is Bush as he saw Merrill get to the ball quickly. Back-to-back singles for the Cubs. Nico Horner now 2 for 3. Now the Cubs are thinking about adding to their 2-1 lead, Ron.
Boy, there's no doubt. And, once again, it's Nico understanding, sometimes just putting the ball in play. He singled the other way and now gets this ball down and in and just inside outs it back through the middle. He got the barrel to it enough to get it through the infield.
Morejon, Adrian Morejon, born in Havana, Cuba. He's very stocky, strong, 5'11", 232 pounds. Manager Mike Schilt calling the shots for San Diego, former Cardinal manager. They're going to stay with Morejon in this spot. How does Ian Happ approach this at-bat, Ron?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for from Ian. If the Cubs are going to look to advance the runners. But to me, the one thing you want to stay away from if you're Ian is that slider down and in that you roll over at Machado. The way San Diego is going to play this, they're not quite sure if the Cubs are going to bunt or not. The corner infielders are playing in somewhat. They're about even with the bag at first and third.
Happ batting right-handed against the southpaw. Cubs lead 2-1. Ian bounces it foul.
Yeah, that's the pitch that he's going to have to contend with, is that pitch coming down and in that they want him to roll over this ground ball at Machado. For Ian, he's going to try to stay with this pitch, stay inside the ball, and drive it to the middle of the diamond to right center.
Many fans are on their feet as we look around. Ian hits a ground ball to third, gloved by Machado, goes to second, one over to first, double play. Sharply hit ball by Happ, but it becomes an around-the-horn 5-4-3 double play. Bush ends up at third, but now there are two down. The Cubs lead is 2-1, and this is a very important at-bat in this game for Kyle Tucker.
Well, you talk about needing a two-out base hit for the Cubs. This would be it.
Tucker, 0 for 2. Lefty to lefty. Hits a fly ball to center. Shallow and routine for Merrill, and the inning is over. Cubs had a great scoring chance, but it slips away. We go to the 7th inning. Cubs 2, San Diego 1. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Kyle Tucker. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Here's a club you want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Everything comes down to how you finish, and the wall covering, drywall finishing, signage, glass systems, and painting contractors at finishingchicago.com always produce a hit. Chicago's top general contractors and property managers rely on Finishing Chicago's industrial and commercial contractors to provide the most well-trained, safety-focused, and reliable crews. Before starting work on your next job site, check out their website, finishingchicago.com, your free resource to find quality finishing contractors.
Proud partner of Cubs Radio. Dear baseball fans, swing into action with Toyota's 2025 lineup. Leading off, the RAV4, a utility all-star that delivers in the clutch. On deck, the spacious Grand Highlander, followed by the fuel-savvy Corolla. Next up, our slugger Tacoma, bringing upper deck power every at-bat. And rounding out the lineup, the playmaking all-hybrid Camry. For more, visit Toyota.com or your local dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Veteran left-hander Drew Pomerantz now in the game, taking over on the mound for the Cubs. Top half of the 7th inning, game 1 of the National League Wild Card Series here at Wrigley Field. Cubs with a 2-1 lead over the Padres. Pitching changes by the Cubs are sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Pat?
7th inning, left-hander Drew Pomeranz has come in to pitch for the Cubs. Daniel Palencia leaves. He is the pitcher of record. The Cubs took the lead while he was in the game. On the home runs by Suzuki and Kelly back-to-back. Seiya Suzuki and Carson Kelly, homers in the 5th inning. Cubs lead by a run in this tense playoff opener between the Cubs and the Padres. Ryan O'Hearn, left-handed batting catcher, takes outside from Pomeranz. Lefty to lefty, swinging a foul back. And shadow line continues to creep out toward the mound. The shadow line now about 5 feet in front of the dirt portion of the mound. So the ball comes out of the sun and immediately goes into the shade. High fly ball, left center, playable for either Happ or Crow Armstrong. Ian coming in now, makes the catch. Wow, the way he reacted, Ron, no way could I categorize that as a routine play.
Not at all. And the thing is, I'm looking at the flags. The flag and the wind really not the factor. It's all about the sun and trying to track the ball as it goes high in the air.
Cubs 2, Padres 1. 7th inning, 1 down. Gavin Sheets, the left-handed batter, will take a strike. 0-1. Pomeranz had a tremendous year, a 2.17 ERA over 57 appearances. Big, tall left-hander fires. Strike 2 call, 0-2.
We got our double secret weapon singing the 7th inning stretch, just entered the building.
The great Eddie Vedder is here.
Break out the power hitters for the playoff games, that's for sure.
Now the 0-2. Little looper foul off to the left, out of play. Eddie Vedder is one of the biggest Cub fans you'll ever meet. And now the 0-2 on the way. Sheets fouls it away.
Good pitch by Pomeranz. Another good four-seamer crossing to that outside corner, staying away from the power zone of Sheets. Good cross-fired heater.
Not much hitting in the game. Only 4 hits for San Diego, just 5 for the Cubs. And the 0-2. Breaking ball just missed. He had the batter fooled, but Eric Bacchus, the home plate umpire, said it was down low.
Borderline pitch, could have went either way. That pitch down in the zone for Bacchus today has not been called.
The 1-2. Hit in the air, deep right center. Back goes Suzuki with room, makes the catch. And that was a tough play for Suzuki, Ron. He was running back. As he was running, he put the glove up to block the sun out. That can be a tough play.
Very much so. You know, you go back, but I think the play that's going to be the most difficult right now is the really high fly ball somewhat to the middle of the field. The line drive right now from where the sun is might not be as bad as it will be maybe in another hour.
Cubs lead 2-1, 7th inning. Jake Cronenworth, the batter, loops it foul down the left field line and out of play.
I think Cronenworth broke his bat on that slider away.
Pomeranz has gotten the first 2 Padres here in this 7th inning. Cronenworth, the guy with 11 home runs. He's dangerous. He has grounded out and struck out today. Cubs lead by a run. We are in the 7th with 2 down and nobody on for San Diego. And the 0-1. Fly ball should be playable. Left center. Crow Armstrong is there. He's waiting. He's got it. 3 up, 3 down. Cubs lead 2-1. Time for the 7th inning stretch. The great Eddie Vedder of Pearl Jam is all set to sing. And he's going to take it away.
all-time lyric singer, rock and roll Hall of Famer, and lifelong Cubs fan, Eddie Vedder.
All right, Wrigley, are you ready? Are you sure you're ready? Let them hear how much we care. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if we never get back for it's root for the Cubs. If they don't win, it's a shame. Forest won. We scratch your heart at the old ball game.
You're listening to Cubs Playoff Baseball on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
When every heartbeat counts, you need a team that leads with expertise. From arrhythmia mapping to advanced cardiac surgery, Loyola Medicine treats some of the region's most complex heart conditions by restoring rhythm and restoring lives. At Loyola Medicine, tough is what we do and who we are. Visit loyolamedicine.org/tough.
It's time for Trash Day Nose Yoga with Hefty. Let's transform stinky scenarios with a joyful scent of Fabuloso. Inhale. You forgot to empty your kid's lunchbox. Exhale. A field of lavender. Inhale. Stinky leftovers. Exhale. Watermelon in the summer. That's the power of Hefty Ultra Strong Trash Bags with Fabuloso.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
They move to the bottom of the 7th inning. Seiya Suzuki will lead it off. And the first pitch in there from Mason Miller, a very hard-throwing right-hander. Miller threw a breaking ball in that first pitch, but he can throw close to 100 miles an hour when he cuts one loose. And the next pitch, bouncing in there for a ball, 1-1. Eddie Vedder really does love the Cubs, Ron. He's here for the big games and for the not-so-big games and everything in between. Now the 1-1 from Miller to Seiya. Breaking ball strike. Seiya got the Cubs rolling with that 5th inning home run. That tied the game. The very next hitter, Carson Kelly, homered to left center. And that's the extent of the Cub offense. It's enough so far. Here's a swing and a foul back.
They both got on fastballs. Seiya got one down in the zone about mid-5 and hit a rocket into the bleachers. And then Carson did exactly what we were talking about, got that high fastball and got the head of the bat out to it and hit a high towering home run in the 5th. Back-to-back bombs, both into the bleachers and left.
Cubs leading 2-1, bottom of the 7th inning. And the pitch to Seiya, swing and a miss. That was 103 miles an hour from Mason Miller.
And not straight. That's 103 mile an hour cutting type fastball that he just threw.
One away, here is Carson Kelly. Now that shadow line is out right near the mound, so almost all of the area in between the mound and the plate is in the shade. Kelly takes the low one away for a ball.
7th inning stretch is sponsored by the new Volvo XC90 designed for life. I would say that was a pretty special 7th inning stretch today, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, with Eddie Vedder. Here comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss. This is the first of the best of 3. Same starting time tomorrow and, if necessary, Thursday. Right around 2:08 in the afternoon Central Time. And, of course, Ronnie and I and Zach will have it all for you.
Now the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Chased a breaking ball down in the dirt. I got to believe that ball is hard to see right now, Ron.
The breaking ball is extremely tough. The fastball comes out, and you can at least understand where it's going to track to. But when a guy's throwing hard and then has spin on the ball and throws the hook, you're looking fastball, and you just don't see it break. You just don't.
And now the 1-2. Strike 3 call. Breaking ball got him looking. That was an 89-mile-an-hour breaking pitch.
Yeah, and that one buckled Kelly, and you understand why.
Going to pass along the station ID as we have a chance to. Here's Pete Crow Armstrong. I might do it right after this first pitch. And it's a swing and a miss. 10 for ID on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs playoff baseball, Mully and Haw. Mornings 5:30 to 10 on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network. WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago.
Pete takes inside. Now, this would be a spot run where if he can get on, he would almost certainly be thinking about stealing a bag, wouldn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. It won for sure. Yes.
Swanson on deck. Cubs lead by a run. Bottom of the 7th. 2 down, bases empty. Breaking ball is a strike.
Boy, in this shadow, I think the managers, what they're seeing right now, even for the next game tomorrow, is the importance of being able to spin your breaking ball through the middle of this ball game and how difficult it is for the hitters to see it.
Swing and a miss. The ball in the dirt. And that's going to be out number 3. The throw goes to first in time. Mason Miller strikes out the side. We go to the 8th inning as the plot starts to thicken. Cubs 2, Padres 1. This is the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Join us for some Cubs talk every morning. Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on the score.
The folks at Tito's Handmade Vodka have been dog people since day one, inspired by strays found around the distillery. Tito's has been committed to supporting pets and their people through the Vodka for Dog People program. Tito's amplifies the work of animal-focused nonprofits across the country and beyond, focusing on low-cost spay and neuter services, affordable vet care, and adoptions. Between countless yappy hours, events, and dog-friendly workspaces, there's a reason Tito's is the vodka for dog people. Distilled and bottled by Fifth Generation Inc. Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
It started with one car 70 years ago when the first Volvo car arrived in the U.S. Since, Volvo has helped redefine safety. From the 3-point safety belt to side impact airbags, a whiplash protection system, and blind spot assist. Innovations that have saved millions of lives and made summer memories safer for generations. Celebrate 70 years of safety. Visit your local retailer for the Summer Safely bonus event going on now.
Make your house a home with premium paints and stains from Benjamin Moore. Achieve long-lasting color and beauty with Aura, Regal Select, and Ben for interiors. Or protect your exteriors with Element Guard and new Woodlux exterior stains. Available exclusively at locally owned Benjamin Moore stores. Their high-quality products ensure a flawless finish every time. Ready to start your next project? Visit BenjaminMoore.com to find a retailer near you. Benjamin Moore. See the love. The village of New Lenox is at the crossroads of opportunity. Come see everything that New Lenox has to offer. Go to newlenox.net today and start the adventure. New Lenox. It's extraordinary.
Top of the 8th inning here in game 1 of the wild card game. Cubs up 2-1. Top of the 8th, and this 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids. 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K. To donate your car today, Patrick. This has been some ball game. It is very difficult right now, as we're seeing, for the hitters right now at home plate.
Andrew Kittredge, the new Cub pitcher in the game. Pitching changes by the Cubs. Sponsored by James Hardy Building Products. Siding with the Cubs, James Hardy. Freddie Fermin to lead it off, right-handed batting catcher, and he'll take a strike. The attendance today, 39,114. Looks like I was a little bit closer than the others today in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. The next pitch chopped foul at the plate. The ball squirts into fair territory, but it hit the batter in the foot, I believe, before it did go into fair ground. Hardest working players. How about just all of the guys on both teams?
You just bunch them all in together.
It's really been, in many ways, Ron, a typical postseason game. Low scoring, extremely intensely played, great pitching on both sides, and just a few clutch hits. Here's the 1-2. Little looper foul off to the right, out of play.
4 hits. Back-to-back doubles for San Diego, scored their run. Back-to-back homers in the 5th, scored the Cubs run.
Hardest working players brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. Let's see if Kittredge feels like a Bosch as he delivers this 1-2 pitch to Freddie Fermin. Fouled away. We'll do it again.
Catch of the game today, sponsored by Catch Des Moines. Give it the weekend getaway in Des Moines, where only the S's are silent. And all the fun at CatchDesMoines.com. Dansby's made a couple plays. Line drive to Shaw. So those can be the catches of the game.
Bounce slowly to the third baseman. Shaw makes the throw to get him. 1 down. Pretty good pitch. Looked like a sinker in on the hands. And a weak ground ball turns into out number 1.
This is two-seamer just running in. Perfect location. Right up underneath the hands. That's the hardest pitch for a hitter to cover, is that two-seamer coming in on you, and it's right underneath where your hands sit.
Fernando Tatis Jr. will take inside. Fernando has grounded out twice and lined out to right. Cubs 2, Padres 1. 1 away, bottom of the 8th, nobody on. Tatis will take inside. It's 2-0.
And now here's where you got to make a good pitch. He's going to be sitting on a fastball and looking to try to do damage to left field. You throw a fastball away, you could get a little rollover ground ball.
There's a strike, 2-1.
Boy, it didn't look like he was even thinking of swinging.
Surprising on a 2-0 pitch.
I think it goes right back to not being able to see the ball.
Here comes the 2-1 from the bearded right-hander Kittredge. Ball strike 2. The ball got away from Kelly. Not that it mattered with nobody on base. Ron, you're going to name the toast of the game ball player. Presented by Benny's Beverage Depot, coming up in the 9th inning. We are in the 8th inning with 1 away. Listen to these fans. These fans are getting a workout today. Full sections have spent the entire day on their feet. The 2-2. Strike 3, call. 2 down.
Amazing. Tatis took 2 fastballs ahead in the count in that at bat and did not even think of offering. He did not see that last one. It starts out outside corner, has a little cut to it, and clips the outside corner.
9 straight set down by the Cub bullpen. 2 down, Luis Arraez, the batter. Dangerous hitter. Chops one foul up along first. Dangerous not in terms of power, but in terms of contact and singles and doubles. This is a very good hitter.
Well, and this is a key at bat in the ball game. You get 2 outs, bottom of the 8th inning. Your number 1 hitter, your big power guy, is on deck in a 1-run ball game.
The 0-1 from Kittredge. Arraez ran up as if to bunt and takes low. 1-1. He did not make any attempt at bunting the ball. Crowd didn't like it, but it was the right call.
Arraez knows his job in this at-bat is to get on base for Machado.
Now the 1-1. Fly ball to center field. Pete Crow Armstrong makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down, the bullpen for the Cubs. Doing an excellent job today. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cubs 2, Padres 1. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago Cubs postseason baseball talk is on 670 The Score and the Odyssey app.
Where do the Cubs shop to celebrate a big win? Binny's Beverage Depot. Binny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
In St. Pete Clearwater, you can chill by the crystal clear Gulf.
And stroll downtown St. Pete's galleries and murals.
And hang with the locals at a fishing pier.
And escape to secluded white sand beaches.
Secluded, huh?
Yeah, and they're spectacular.
And then grab a sandwich at the Grouper Capital of the World.
And maybe a nightcap at a rooftop bar with sunset views.
Okay. In St. Pete Clearwater, you'll find just what you're looking for.
And then some.
Your Florida escape begins at visitspc.com.
Hey, Cubs fans, do you have a plumbing emergency at your home or business? Call the All-Stars at Plumbers 911. Available 24/7 at 1-833-PLUM-911. Licensed, highly trained plumbing professionals ready to answer your call. Call today, 1-833-PLUM-911.
Chicago, the deals are heating up just like our baseball team. Right now at McGrath City Honda, drive home a certified pre-owned Honda with financing as low as 0.99% APR. That's right, 0.99%. Every certified Honda comes with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, roadside assistance, and the peace of mind only Honda can deliver. Hurry, this offer won't last as long as a ninth-inning rally. Swing by McGrath City Honda right on Chicago's northwest side or visit us online at McGrathCityHonda.com.
We're gearing up for another season, and you can too at Suits 2020 in Niles. More than just suits, casual wear, sportswear, and more. Suits 2020, the latest fashions at the lowest prices.
The out-of-town scoreboard is sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Final on the board from Cleveland. The Tigers edged the Guardians 2-1 in Game 1 of that American League wildcard series. Tarek Skubal striking out a career-high 14 batters as he got the win. Pat?
Zach, thank you. Jeremiah Estrada is the new right-handed pitcher for San Diego. Pitching changes by the opposition. Sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit Sloan.com. Cubs lead by a run, batting in the bottom of the 8th inning. Dansby Swanson will take a curveball strike from Estrada. Swanson, 0 for 2, has flied out and struck out. Dansby lines one to left field, a base hit. Leadoff single, Dansby Swanson. That could be a very big run if the Cubs could score in this inning, Rod.
Boy, you would do anything to get an insurance run here. Now let's see exactly what the Cubs are going to do. It would not surprise me at all if you have Matt Shaw looking to bunt here and get Dansby to second base. It's either first pitch you look from the bunt, or you get Dansby in motion and you try a little hit and run and see if Shaw can shoot one the other way.
Machado in on the grass at third defensively. The stretch by Estrada. Shaw showing bunt, takes high for a ball.
Now, in this situation, bunting, if you remember early in the season, Pat, Arise had a lot of problems at first base. He's not a natural first baseman. Now, he's played the whole season there, so he's probably gotten better at understanding the situational baseball. But he would be the guy you'd want to field the bunt.
Here's the pitch in there for a strike. Shaw was showing bunt, let the breaking ball go for a strike, and it's 1-1.
That pitch was probably 2 baseballs above the zone. Maybe 1. The other thing, the pitcher is never a bad guy to have field this bunt also, especially the bullpen guys.
Shaw turns around to bunt, takes low, 2-1. Please stay tuned for the Verizon postgame show with Zach Zaidman coming up right after the game. We have to call a catch of the game as we move along. And now the stretch for the 2-1. Machado in on the grass at third. Here's a bunt toward first. Arise will glove it and tag the runner. He never even looked at second base, Ron, and to your point a moment ago, he may have had a play at second base.
Yeah, this ball's bunted hard right at him. He doesn't look at all the throw. And then the other thing, Machado came way in on this and never did go back to third base. Dansby had thoughts of going all the way to third.
Shaw gets credit for a sacrifice. And now the Cubs have Bush and Horner coming up with a man at second, leading by a run in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Padres are having a conference on the mound discussing perhaps defensive responsibilities here.
Yeah, you know what? There's not going to be much other than you're just going to go attack Michael Bush. To me, it would maybe be scouting report on what they want to do, as far as how they're going to pitch Michael Bush, and the infielders want to hear what they're going to do. But at the end of the day, they've got to get an out. You got the Cubs' 2 hottest hitters right now at the plate in Bush and then Horner. I guess Suzuki, 5 home runs in 5 games isn't bad either.
They tied the game in the 5th inning with a home run. And the Padres are going to walk Michael Bush. Apparently, they were scouting that series over the weekend against the Cardinals pretty closely, and they realized how hot Bush has been. Here is Nico Horner. It's hard to even hear yourself think right now. Amazing atmosphere at Wrigley. Horner batting with 2 on. And the pitch to Nico. He takes a strike.
With Estrada's slider, really good arm. He's got a good fastball in the slider. It would not surprise me once again if Nico just dials in to shoot this ball to right. Tatis in right has a very good arm.
Here comes the 0-1 to Nico. A swing and a miss. 0-2. Cubs 2, Padres 1. Bottom of inning number 8. Runners at first and second with only 1 away. Horner with 2 hits in his first ever Major League Baseball postseason game here today. Ian Happ is on deck. Runners lead first and second. Estrada, the right-hander, ready. And the 0-2. Way outside. Wild pitch. Wild pitch. Runners advance to second and third. Big break for the Cubs. He tried a breaking ball and he bounced it.
Boy, is that a big play for the Cubs. Now contact. Dansby's going to be going on contact. This is a split finger in the dirt. For me, and this ball bounces in the left-handed batter's box.
Yeah, the infield has to come in. Horner trying to come through with men at second and third. Here's the pitch. Nico hits a fly ball to center. Should be deep enough. Merrill makes the catch. Tagging is Swanson. Here comes Dansby to score. Cubs lead 3-1. Nico Horner gets the sac fly. The throw from Merrill hit the side of the mound and bounced high in the air. The play not close at home. Holding at second on the play, Bush. Cubs lead 3-1.
Great at bat by Nico. He gets a slider away. Doesn't try to hook this ball. Just hits it to the middle. And the great thing about this, it's just deep enough. Merrill does really not get a good throw off. And as you said, Pat, it hits the side of the mound, and there's no chance. And Dansby slides in. Big insurance run for the Cubs here in the 8th.
Horner with the RBI. Nico coming through as he has done so many times. And the Cubs lead 3-1. A pitching change for San Diego. And this pitching change, like all of the others this year for the opposition, sponsored by the good people at Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit Sloan.com. Cubs with a little breathing room now. They lead 3-1. We'll be back with more after this on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
We're talking Cubs playoff baseball on 670 The Score and the Odyssey app.
Experience design you feel in every detail, and technology as innovative as it is effortless with Buick. These are luxuries you don't have to wait for. This is Buick now. Buick, exceptional by design. Well-qualified buyers get 0.9% APR financing on 2025 Buick models. Plus, Current eligible non-GM owners and lessees get $3,000 purchase allowance on Encore GX, $1,000 purchase allowance on Envision, $250 purchase allowance on Envista, and $500 purchase allowance on Enclave. Must be a current owner of a 2011 model year or newer non-GM vehicle or a current lessee of a 2020 model year or newer non-GM vehicle for at least 30 days prior to new vehicle sale. Length of contract limited. Some customers will not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 9/30/25.
Your team, your players, your postseason. Follow all the postseason action. Download the MLB app, the #1 app for live baseball. Pat?
Wandy Peralta, the new left-hander pitching for San Diego. 39,114. The attendance today. And they have been an amazing crowd. One of the best I've seen ever.
Yeah, it's been electric here around Wrigley since this morning. Actually, it really has.
Ian Happ to face Wandy Peralta. Cubs lead 3-1 with the runner Michael Busch at second base and 2 down in the 8th inning. First pitch low and inside, ball 1.
Tough plays of the game, sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough.
Happ nothing for 3, batting right-handed. He'll take a strike.
And we'll go meat of the order. That's presented by Chef IQ Sense. Never under or overcook your food again. Purchase now at chefiq.com. Boy, a base hit here would really be a bonus for the Cubs.
Here comes the 1-1. Happ takes inside. We talked about the crowd sometimes, Ron. It's always hard to determine exactly how much of an effect a crowd has in a game, but they've been a factor today.
How about the split finger in the left-handed batter's box with the crowd absolutely full throttle buzzing? That has to have an effect on a pitcher throwing a field pitch like that.
Mm-hmm. Might have just been gripping it a little too tightly.
That's right. That's
possibly.
exactly right.
2-2 on Ian Happ. First game of a best of 3. We'll be right back out here again tomorrow. Happ takes outside, 3-2. Kyle Tucker is on deck. Listen to this crowd. The 3-2. Happ swings and misses, strike 3, and that ends the inning. But the Cubs get a big insurance run. We go to the 9th inning. Time to fasten those seatbelts. Cubs 3, Padres 1 on the score, and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Michael Busch. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Being pregnant and finding out you have cancer. I'm Robin, and that was me. But my oncologist, orthopedic surgeon, and high-risk obstetrician at Northwestern Memorial Hospital created the safest chemotherapy plan, so I didn't have to choose between my life and my baby's.
Top ranked in Illinois for obstetrics and gynecology by U.S. News and World Report, Robin's team collaborated to deliver a healthy baby and mother, performing a C-section, then cancer removal the same day. Northwestern Medicine. Better.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40 dry-aged tomahawk steaks with those little sauteed mushrooms.
To a $650 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through October 31st, 2025.
Do you own a manufacturing facility? Energy typically represents the largest cost in running your business. Properly insulated systems installed and maintained by trained professionals represents one of the best investments a company can make. In many cases, proper mechanical insulation can provide an annual rate of return of more than 100%. Learn how to pay less in energy costs with proper mechanical insulation. For a list of Illinois regional insulation contractors, visit the Heat and Frost Insulators website at local17insulators.com. Hey, Cubs fans, Pat Hughes here. Now that the playoffs have arrived, clinch a spot in history for your business in Bedford Park. Visit villageofbedfordpark.com.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Sponsored by Walner Law. In a car accident, win with Walner. 3-1-2-8 million. Top of the ninth at Wrigley. Cubs with a 3-1 lead over the Padres. The ninth inning is brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. Pat?
Brad Keller ready to go to work. Ninth inning, Zach. Pitching changes by the Cubs brought to you by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Here we go. The big right-hander fires to Manny Machado. It's a called strike. And immediately run with Machado and all of his power at the plate. You appreciate that insurance run even more.
Well, there's no doubt. That is absolutely correct. You know, the last thing you wanted was a rise in that top of the eighth inning with 2 outs to get a hit and, you know, give Machado a chance to hit to put them ahead. Now, you know, he's hitting and he needs to get on base for the guys behind him.
He fouls one down the right field line. Any thoughts for the 0-2 pitch?
I think you could spin one right here just because you're way ahead in the count. See if you can get him to chase something because of the sun and the shadow.
It's way outside. He did try to get him to chase.
Stolen bases by the Cubs. Sponsored by Turo Tire, Chicago's hometown tire. Find a dealer at Turo.com. Now you go back with that sinker down. See if you can get a ground ball.
A little bit low. 2-2.
That's a good pitch. Could have been called a strike. I will say, though, Backus has been consistent, not calling the pitch borderline down today.
2-2 to Machado. Swinging a bouncer toward short, fielded by Swanson. Over to first, one down. All of the infield by this time is in the shade except the dirt portion on the right side. All of left field is shaded. Center and right are still in bright sunshine. And right field becomes the difficult sun field late in games this time of year. Here's Jackson Merrill. Fly ball, center field. That goes for Armstrong. Near the wall, makes the catch. 2 down.
Boy, and you just love Keller coming in and throwing strike after strike after strike. Good fastball inside, just gets in on him enough to keep it in the ballpark. 2 outs here in the ninth inning.
Padres down to their last chance. Xander Bogaerts, the batter. Keller trying to save it. Listen to this crowd. The pitch instead time called now by the home plate umpire, Eric Backus. A pitch clock violation on the batter. And now the Padres are upset.
Jeez.
Bogaerts barking at the home plate umpire, Backus.
Against that
manager Mike Schultz comes out. Todd Titchener is the crew chief. He's the third base umpire. Titchener coming down the line to discuss the call by Backus. And now all the umpires, all 6 of them, I don't know that I've ever seen a 6-man umpiring meeting before.
I haven't either. I don't know. With all that was going on, the clock wasn't even down to 0, and they called. He was ready. They're all ready to go. I don't understand where Backus all of a sudden. I don't know quite what happened. So they're going to explain. The thing they don't want to have happen is have the hitter thrown out of the game if you're San Diego.
The batter will be charged a timeout, not a strike. 0-0.
Yeah. So the batter apparently called timeout, so no pitch.
That was with 1 second left on the pitch clock. And they're
and the scoreboard still has one strike up there.
There'll be no count. It's no count.
Yeah, it's no count. Okay, here we go. The pitch to Bogarts is low.
The thing you don't want to have happen, though, you got 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. The last thing you want is this kind of delay, right? You want to stay in control of the game if you're behind home plate.
Padres down to their last out. Swing and a miss. Top of the 9th, 2 down, bases empty. Cubs leading 3-1. Bogarts waiting for the 1-1 from Brad Keller. The big right-hander brings it. Bouncer foul toward third. Padres down to their last strike.
Keller's best pitch is the gas. 1 and 2. Heat him up with that sinker one more time. Get a ground ball.
The pitch. Check swing. It's low in the dirt. Ball 2. Cubs trying to take a 1-0 lead in the best of 3. It'll continue tomorrow at 2:08 in the afternoon. The 2-2. Swing and a foul. He just did make contact. He was fooled and took an emergency hack and somehow fouled it.
That is exactly right. That's emergency hack 101. And it worked. It just fouled the ball off.
Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a foul back. Again, the hitter way out in front, off balance, fooled by that off-speed pitch. But he was able to just make contact to stay alive. Xander Bogarts with 2 hits in the game as he waits. Cubs lead 3-1. The pitch. Strike 3. Cubs win the ball game. Brad Keller works a 1-2-3 9th inning. What a job by the Cubs bullpen today. As the Cubs win game 1 in front of a remarkable crowd here at Wrigley Field. Ron, I've been here 30 years. I've seen all kinds of crowds at Wrigley. I've never seen a better one than this one today.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of build-up here for the Cub fans for a while, not being able to come to Wrigley Field since 18 for a home playoff game. They were ready for this ball game today. They really were. It's an incredible crowd. It was a great pitch ball game by both clubs. 4 swings of the bat, right? 2 doubles back-to-back by San Diego. Back-to-back homers by the Cubs were the difference. Cubs had an insurance run, but a great ball game just in general.